Hey guys, we have an urgent information coming out. It seems like pretty soon America, but it's not only America, I think this is going to happen worldwide. Pretty soon we're going to be transferring from dollars to digital currency. It says here, first it was the penny. Now paper checks could eventually disappear altogether. According to the news, the discussion comes at a time when the use of paper check in the United States of America has sharply declined, replaced largely by digital and electronic payment system. I'm going to miss those pennies. I'm going to miss the pennies. I'm going to miss like the American tradition, how we used to be so great and powerful, and now everything is going to be transferred to this digital currency. To be honest, I truly despise all these electronic stuff. I do. AI, all these things, it's just not, there's no happiness in it. There's no happiness. And now we are seeing that the pennies, the nickels is going to be next, the dimes, the quarters, the dollar, everything, paper check, all that will be gone and replaced. It's going to take several years, but yeah, we are definitely seeing some kind of transformation. Digital electronic payment system is replacing it. And this is not a good thing. This is absolutely not a good thing. Because here's the thing, guys. That's the saying, cash is king, which means that when you have money in your pocket, you could buy whatever you want because you have cash in your pocket. And so that's the metaphor. That's the meaning of cash is king. You could buy whatever you want. But let's say there's no more paper, no more quarters and stuff like that. Everything is electronic. Let's say you want to buy something, you get denied, but you have funds, but you still get denied. And the reason why? Well, you guys already know the gun laws. Pretty soon, Americans won't be able to purchase it because the digital payment system will decline it and say, due to the shooting events going on, we have put a pause to this equipment purchases. It just, eventually, the things that you want to own, you won't be able to own because it's all being run by electronic gov system. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, we do have the address in the description box. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box. Thank you again for your support, guys. This development follows a major nationwide shift earlier in the year when the US Treasury officially ended the insurance of most federal paper checks. As of September 30th, 2025, federal payments such as tax refunds, Social Security benefits, government vendor payments, and other disbursement were moved almost entirely to electronic formats. The change marked one of the largest transition away from paper-based payments in U.S. history. So everything is just transferred into this device. And basically everything is just direct payments to your debit card. So everything there's no more checks and stuff. I mean, we still get checks nowadays, but all that is going to completely be wiped out. Everything is going to be deposited into your account. And I do believe eventually you won't see no more ATM machines. I was thinking about the payphones, back in the days they had those payphones, which I just saw one about a month ago. And I'm like, I parked my car and I stood there for a moment. I'm like, that payphone, I really miss those payphones. And so I went to see if it works. Payphone's no good. So you can't, but it goes to tell you the payphones has been replaced with what? Our phones. And ATM is going to be replaced with what? Digital. You won't be able to withdraw cash anymore because cash will be gone. No more pennies, no more dollars. Everything's going to be replaced. And then eventually phones will be replaced with RFID chips, or other device. According to the Federal Reserve, maintaining the infrastructure needed to process paper checks has become increasingly expensive. And see, I keep hearing that. I keep hearing this. Donald came out with that stuff. Donald said it's too expensive. It's too expensive to make pennies, which is true. It costs, I don't know how much it costs, but it's too expensive. Nickel, it costs 9 cents to make a nickel. So nickel is going to be the next one. So I guess we are spending so much money on doing these things. And it just, basically a waste. And that's the reason why Donald is trying to get rid of it. It says here, meanwhile, check fraud has grown rapidly across the country, creating additional risk and financial burdens for banks and consumers, with fewer people relying on checks and a system becoming more costly to sustain. The Fed is eventually whether continued investment is worthwhile. Various options are being considered. One is to spend significantly more money to modernize and maintain the current check processing system. Another option is to continue supporting checks in a limited capacity, even if service reliability decreases. All right. So again, guys, just another way to tell the public that this is the better way of doing it. Because doing all, paper checks and currency, we just spending a lot more money doing that. Doing everything digital is absolutely cheap. Excuse me, guys. And again, people won't rob you anymore because you won't have any money. People will not be behind you anymore with a crowbar and an ATM machine because there's no more ATM machine. Supporters of phasing out, and again, when it comes to scammers and stuff like that too. So supporters of phasing out paper checks argued that the move would streamline the US payment system, reduce fraud, speed up transactions, and save substantial taxpayer resources. They view digital payments as safer, faster, and more efficient than paper-based alternative. So they're basically saying the mark of the beast is better. Excuse me. They're saying the system is much reliable and safer. All right. I can see the commercial right now. Do you feel like the RFID, like the commercial? Do you want to know where your young ones are at? RFID tracking device will track them and know exactly where they are. You will never see your young ones being kidnapped. You will never have to find your car keys. You don't need to use EBT or debit card anymore. Everything is in the palm of your hand. RFID. And, background music and everything. And, it's just, in that time, people are just going to take it. People are just going to take it. People's going to be like, well, I don't think it's a bad thing. People are just going to take it. But what does the Bible says? The mark of the beast is something that, when you take it, you will see the wrath. You will be tormented. There will be consequences to it. You're pledging allegiance to the Antichrist instead of worshiping God. Critics, however, warn that eliminating checks could create hardships for vulnerable groups. Many older Americans, residents with limited internet access, unbanked individuals, and people who are uncomfortable with or unable to use digital payments will rely heavily on paper checks for everyday transaction. Advocates actions that a full transition to electronic payments must ensure these populations are not left behind. Here's the thing: they're gonna do it regardless. They don't. They really don't care. They're gonna try to force the elderly to also do it too. This is the tip of it. This is the beginning of the system. All right. So everything is gonna be transformed. It's just a matter of time. But one thing I tell you, I despise the future stuff. I do. I miss the old ways. I miss, um, you know, growing up in, the true meaning of life. This one here is just a depressing future. Um, there was this video I watched on Facebook, and it was one of those short clip videos, and it shows like New York City, the Twin Tower, and it's the last sunset of 1999, and you see the sun going down, and the sky was beautiful. It was like a dark orange, and you see like the Twin Tower and all these buildings, Empire State buildings and stuff like that, and the sun is going down, and that was the last sunset of 1999. And ever since we hit the year 2000, oh my goodness. See, many of us, we thought the future was going to be great, and here comes Y2J, and things are going to be amazing, flying cars. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it. I just want to go back to the 90s, man, or the 80s or something. But again, the future is going to get a lot worse. And all these AI stuff, oh man, this AI is going to be a headache. It's supposed to be better for us, but nah. It feels like a tracking device and keeping an eye on us. Man, just be ready for the future. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Till next time later. Peace.